What's happening, guys? My name's Dan Rogers, and today I'm going to be giving you 12 different places where you can find product ideas. Then after that, we're going to be going over how do I actually validate those product ideas, because sometimes a product idea might not even be on Amazon yet. So you can't go through the normal procedure of validating whether or not that product will sell well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to link every single place we go through. I'm going to link it in the description below. Also linked below is going to be 90 minutes of free training. This is training a lot of these students have been through. You can see some of their results. I'll put them up here. But if you're interested in that, you're just starting out, definitely check out that training below. Otherwise, those resources are also there for you. So let's jump in. So overall, these are the areas we're going to be looking at to find our product ideas. First is forums. Then we're going to look at niche websites, then innovative product websites, and then crowdfunding websites. Some of these you'll be familiar with, others are going to be brand new to you, and I think you're going to find this exciting. So taking a closer look at forums, specifically we're going to be looking at Reddit and a specific subreddit, and then Lifehacks, another site which I find very useful. Now on these ones, the Reddit, it's actually a subreddit called Shut Up and Take My Money. And I'll have that link below for you, but I actually wanted to showcase Lifehacks in this example. So you can see Lifehacks on screen here, and really it's a collection of ideas, innovative DIY ideas to fixing problems, everyday problems. So some of them are very good, others can't really be transformed into your own product idea, but it can be that spark for your next product idea. So let me show you a couple of good ones. So here is a cool one. This is using paper clips to organize cables, so cable management and organization. So this could be the spark for your idea, for example. Now there are some products already doing this, but you can see how this use of like a random object to fix a problem can actually lead to the design of a new product. And another one here actually related is again cable management, but using these roles over here. So also very smart, and this could also lead to an actual product being developed which fixes the same problem. So let's keep this one in mind. So this one, we're going to go through a bit of validation on this exact idea that we've come up from Lifehacks. So let's save that for later. And next year, niche websites. So when we look at this, we're looking at Wanello, Fancy, Pinterest, and Etsy. All of these can give you really cool ideas for your next product. We're specifically going to look at Pinterest here. So you can type in really anything to Pinterest. For example, I've typed in storage here, and you're often going to come across some very cool ideas. Often these video ones or GIFs are very cool. And out of these, I found this one, which is very interesting. You can see it's a clothes hanger, but it can be turned downwards like this to save even more space. Obviously, there are products doing similar things, but maybe not as well as this design. And then this is the other that I found, which is a colander or a sink drain, as they call it here. And this is also very smart. It clips into the corner of the sink like this. So we could go validate, are there colanders like this on Amazon already, or is this the newest version? Are people searching for this type of colander? So let's keep the colander in mind for later validation. We'll actually look at, would this sell well on Amazon? Is it already there? Is it there in this form? Are people searching for this? And next up here, we're looking at innovative product websites. When we look at this, we're looking at HSN, Home Shopping Network, the Grommet, and Touch of Modern. So these types of websites. And I'm specifically going to showcase the Grommet here. So you can see the top rated unique products on the Grommet. And here we can find some really cool innovative products like this one over here. I actually found these two. So this one is a handheld ruler and level. So you can see it also has the level over there, which is very interesting. It's not only a tape measure or a ruler. And then we also found this one, which again is cable management, but with this bendable type of wrap or strap, which is quite clever. So we'll keep both these ideas, both this one and this one for later validation. And our last group here is crowdfunding websites. You're probably familiar with these, but it is Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Crowdfunder. So on this one, I'm going to showcase Kickstarter. The others are really similar. So in Kickstarter, you can really just search an area of interest. It could be film or DIY, etc. And here I managed to find this product, which is very innovative, and you can see it actually turns any camera into a 3D camera. So you can take like a 3D image. I think there's mirrors behind this piece, and it reflects off these mirrors to the side. And then if you wear 3D glasses, you actually see a 3D video or image. And then you can see here, not only for big cameras or DSLRs, but also for smartphone cameras, which I think would be really popular. And now, of course, with all of these ideas, but particularly the more intricate ones like this 3D camera accessory, you're going to have to look at patents and whether you can actually design a similar product. But in many cases, a lot of them might not be patented. As you saw in some of the earlier cases, it's not even a product idea. It's just an idea, maybe even using a random object or product to fulfill a function it's not meant to fulfill, but it's that idea that sparks the creation of your new product. So just keep that in mind. Some of them you will want to look more into, but I thought this one was really clever because a 3D camera is very expensive. So any camera owner, if they own a professional camera, would much rather just get this accessory. And the other benefit of doing this is you might not even do this 3D camera accessory, but it gets you thinking along those lines. So maybe in a different niche, you're like, well, people want to achieve this and they can buy a product for that, but how can I convert what they already have to fulfill that function? So it gets you thinking about accessorizing and helping people get to their goals in all different niches. You start to think about how did they design this? How did they come up with this? And you can apply that to your niche or a different product type. But again, for the process, we're going to retain this to validate it and see would this sell well on Amazon. And on to validating product ideas. So will these actually sell well on Amazon? If I commit to it, I build the product, maybe I even innovate and create the tool to make this product for the first time, I invest in inventory, etc. What are my chances of succeeding? Are customers looking to buy this product? That's what we're trying to get at here. Now, the first big type of validation is customer search validation, because we know if a customer searches for it on Amazon, it's a search to buy. So it tells you customers are looking to buy this product. There's two ways we can do this. One is brand analytics. You're only going to have brand analytics if you're brand registered. The second is Amazon autocomplete. And this, of course, it doesn't matter whether you brand registered or not, you can use Amazon's autocomplete. And the second big type is sales validation. And here we're looking at similar Amazon product sales. So our exact one is not there. Our idea, our concept is not there on Amazon, but there are similar products fulfilling a similar need, or it could even be very different products fulfilling the same need, but how well do those sell? Because it's going to give us an inclination as to how well our product would sell. And the other type is other marketplace sales. So it might not be selling on Amazon, but it sells on eBay or another website. It might sell on a different Amazon marketplace. Maybe it sells really well on Amazon UK, but is not selling yet on Amazon.com. And that cross-market research is very important. Even without doing innovative products, it can be a really good way to see where you can expand sales, or at least see, okay, these versions sell really well in this other Amazon market, but they're not yet on my Amazon market. So that's good across the board as well. So if we focus for a moment on customer search validation, brand analytics, and then Amazon autocomplete, I'm going to share with you how you can do both of these now. So if you remember this product idea over here, we're now going to think of the best keyword to describe this, which would probably be cable organizer. We can come over to brand analytics. In Amazon.com, we're not selecting any specific department. We're just looking at what people search for on Amazon. So we can put in here cable organizer and search. And what it's going to do is look on Amazon entirely, Amazon.com. What do people search for? Is this keyword searched? How often? And what variations of it are searched as well? And here you can see the search term and you can see the rank. Now, rank 1 is going to be the most searched term on Amazon in the world. And then it goes down from there. But even at 6,000, that is massive. It's very close to number 1. If you think of how many terms there are, there's millions of products, never mind the ways of finding those products. So 6,000 is huge. So we do have cable organizer. We also have cable organizer box. That's really interesting because remember our other one we saw here was actually a cable organizer box. So you can see how these ideas actually do become products. And then of course you can find more ideas here because it's magnetic cable organizer. So that's what people are looking for. What you can do at this point is find more ideas because you can see what people search for, but maybe isn't there. So maybe they're searching for this a lot, but there's not actually a product for that specific search term. And that's what you can start to reverse engineer at this point as well. For example, this one, cable organizer under desk. So you might see a lot of organizers, but none of them are designed specifically to be under the desk. And that's what you start working on. Because remember, search on Amazon is a search to buy. It is directly telling you that there is demand for this. And then you're looking for, is that actually there? If it isn't, that's your opportunity. And if you do have brand analytics, at any point you can click on this term and it's actually going to open that exact term on Amazon for you. So obviously these are adverts, these first two, but here we start to look at the normal organic results. You can see very similar to that product idea we first found, but obviously in full product form, been here a long time and looks like quite a competitive market, this one. But that's what we're doing, we're just validating. So this one, we're probably not going to do just a standard cable organizer like this. There's too much competition. So we'd probably pass this one up unless we went much further into those search terms and found one which is not readily available, which is not supplied properly and which we could supply for the first time. Now, since we're doing cable management, why don't we take a closer look at this product idea, which is like a cable strap or a cable wrap, an individual one in this form, which I have never seen before. I've seen the other ones, but not like this. This is a lot neater and easier. So we can go back to brand analytics, and here we're actually going to put in, let's put in cable wrap. Okay, we do actually have volume for this. Let's click through to cable wrap. Okay, so very much over the entire cable. So I want to get more specific. I think maybe cable strap. Okay, when we put cable strap in, again, we do have volume here. Let's go through here, and this is the market. So we can see, yeah, these are the other ones, the older version. But if you've ever used these, they can be a bit tedious to use to get the Velcro strap through this little hole here. It's a little bit of a mission. I do think it's a great product idea over here because it doesn't have that hassle of trying to get it through every time. You can easily just wind and unwind this one. So definitely a better design. Many like this, many of the older design. Interesting. So there's nothing like that one. So on this one, I would say we definitely can validate that there's demand for this. There's a lot of search volume for this type of product. And secondly, we can also do a sales validation here because we're looking at a very similar product or a different product, but serving the exact same need. And that's what you might need to do with your ideas as well. So we can look at this product that serves the same need and say, how many sales a month are they doing? You can see they're doing over 1,500 a month. So there is a lot of demand for this. This one, over 12,000 a month. So huge demand here. And that different version might well take a good piece of this market. It's going to look very different. It doesn't have the same problems that are inherent with this version that exists. And so it could be a very good offering to release and be the first one with that one on Amazon. Now, if you remember this product idea we found on Pinterest, this corner colander for the sync. So let's go over to Amazon. And if you don't have brand analytics, what you can do is just type this into Amazon, the main keyword for your product. You can see we actually have a lot of sync colanders here. But what we want to know is, would people prefer the corner colander? Is that something they're looking for? If we add a space to the end of this term, you can see it brings up autocomplete here. And we're not getting it immediately. No one's looking for corner yet. But if we put a C here, so you can see we actually do have sync colander corner, also sync colander collapsible. So you're getting more ideas as you do this as well. But let's click on this one. Okay, and here we can see this is actually that exact product. So this one already exists on the marketplace. So this is how you're validating. So this, if you want to launch something for the very first time, this is not the product you go with. But this is a good way for you to see, is it on Amazon? Is there demand? If, for example, we did type this in, sync colander corner, because remember the search volume was there and there were no corner shaped ones, that would be a great opportunity because you can be the first one to bring in the corner design. And then lastly here, you'll remember this product, which is the tape measure, but it includes a level. And a level, if you're unsure what that is, just tells you whether or not something is straight. If the bubble is in the middle of the level, then it's perfectly straight. So it's two things. You can measure, but also keep something level, which is really cool, for example, for hanging picture frames or anything like that. So a very innovative product. And what we want to see on Amazon now is, do people search for both items together? And so what this product was called here is a handheld ruler and level. So if we put ruler into Amazon, of course, we just get these traditional rulers. But what we want to know is, do people look to measure and level at the same time? So what are they typing in with this? Ruler and level, ruler and level. So we do have an autocomplete there as well. Also leveler, level set, level pen. Okay, let's go ruler and level. And so here we can see a lot of examples where it is actually a measuring device, but also a level, but nothing in tape measure form just yet. Now this is a very good example of a different product serving the exact same need. So we know people are actually purchasing these. You can see almost 7,000 sales a month, 260 sales a month. So huge demand for this device, huge demand to satisfy this need or solve this problem in one device. And we have a different device which serves the same need. So here you can see we have search validation and also sales validation. The other term I want to try here is tape measure, and so here, tape measure and level. And what's quite interesting is it's not coming up with something immediately here. I was expecting it to be here, but it is not. We have these ones. This is just a standard tape measure, and then a lot of laser levels as well. So this is very interesting. I don't see that exact product, and that could be a really cool opportunity, because if you ever have used a tape measure, it is nice to know, okay, is this level? Can measure and level at the same time. So it is a really cool idea. I'm surprised that it is not here. And what's also very cool here is we have it in two areas. So we've got search validation in two areas, with the ruler and level, but also with tape measure and level. And of course, we have a lot of sales validation, huge sales in this area across the board. So I would say there's definitely room in these markets for a new product like this. And I'm very surprised that one is not on the platform yet. And the last one, which I don't have an example for right now, is other marketplace sales. If you're looking at sales validation, you want to know, will this sell well? It's other marketplace sales. That could be sales on UK Amazon, where you sell on US Amazon. So does it sell well on UK Amazon, but it's not on US yet? Well, how well does it sell on the UK? And that can give you an inkling as to whether it will sell well in the US or vice versa. For any UK sellers out there or any non-US sellers out there, look at the US market, which is usually a little bit ahead, and see, okay, how are the sales for this product there? What versions, what differentiation is selling well there? And then bring that to your smaller marketplace. And of course, the same applies to non-Amazon platforms and markets. It might sell well on eBay or a totally different website, but that's going to give you an inkling as to whether it's going to sell well when you bring it to Amazon. And super important, please comment below, out of these 12, which one are you going to be using to find your next product idea? I'd love to see your answers and whether or not your favorite is the same as mine. So comment below for us. And also, if you got value in this, please drop a like on this video for us. It means a lot to us. And subscribe if you are not. Turn on those little bell notifications. That way you are never going to miss an upload. Hope this gives you some new exciting ways to find product ideas and maybe take it that step further rather than just selling a kind of me too product. Looking at actually innovating, creating your own product, releasing your own new product or new version on Amazon for the first time. But I hope you guys are making some awesome progress, and I will see you in the next video.